Hello everyone. So we just put out this new advertising dashboard and I wanted to show you guys what it does and how it works. So let me start with the dashboard. So on your main menu, if you click on the advertising, you'll see now it opens up to a dashboard where you can see your ad spend, impressions, clicks, cost per click, attributed sales, your ACoS, your click-through rate, your conversion rate on all of your ads. This summarizes all of your sponsored products. Whatever ads you're running that are sponsored products will be summarized in this view. You can select any date range that you want to see. We store all of the information and make it available to you historically. So if you click on the 15-day period, you'll see your current period's ad spend, your previous period's ad spend, and your change percentage. You can see if your ACoS went up compared to the previous period and by how much, what your click-through rates are, etc. We put it available for you in a graph right below as well. You can click on and off to add or take off some fields to make the chart look the way you want. So that's the dashboard. It's just a high-level overview of what's going on an account level. Now I want to get into some of the two reports that we have. So the first one I want to take is actually the ad spend by parent ASIN. This one really excites me. It's how we should all be looking at our data, especially if we're running variation listings. Meaning we have, like if you're in the apparel category and you have a bunch of colors and a bunch of sizes, or really any category where you have variations, the right way to look at your ad spend and analyze what's going on is if you look at it on a whole listing level. Because at the end of the day, when you're driving traffic to the listing through ads, the traffic is, most of the time they'll convert, it won't be for the same exact item that they clicked on. Very often it'll be for the other items in the listing. So to say you're spending money on something and then look at an ACoS for one SKU when there's another 25 variations on your listing, it's deceiving to see a high ACoS or a very high ad spend. And then on the other SKUs you'll see very low to no ad spend. But guess what? It's that ad spend that's driving traffic to the listing that's really responsible for the whole thing. So we summarized everything by parent ASIN, and that's what this report is. Ad spend by parent ASIN. And if you look at it, you'll see your total ad spend on that listing overall. You'll see what your ACoS is on the listing. You'll see what your TACoS is. That's your total ad advertising cost. So that's going to be your ad spend divided by your total sales altogether overall. Both organic and ads totaled up. That's what this TACoS percentage is. We'll show you the impression count, the clicks, average cost per click, the total sales that ads generated. Again, this is between all of the SKUs on the listing, summed up. Your conversion rate, which is pulled from advertising. So we can see that this listing is actually performing at a 12% conversion rate. Not bad. And all the stats are here. One very cool item that's on this report is we added to this report, let me open this up a little, days of supply. So we basically take your inventory that you have in stock, right? Your AF and fulfillable and your FBA quantity on hand, which includes what's in reserved and what's pending also. So this is what's available. And we'll divide that by your rate of sales to get days of supply. So you can see here that this listing overall, I have 30 days of supply on hand right now. So it pays to continue advertising this listing. But if I look at something that has a much lower day of supply, let's say this item, 16 days of supply, this listing right here. That means that overall on this listing, I only have, I will be sold out within 16 days if my run rate continues on the same trend that it's on now. So if I'm going to be sold out in 16 days and I'm spending $150 a week on this item, I don't necessarily need to continue spending that money. So this information might be used. Maybe you'll sort by days of supply and look at the ones that you're going to be sold out of in less than 20 days. Let's say that's all this, and that could be potential to cut on some ad spend. So we're looking at $230 on this account. That in ad spend that I can cut. I'm going to be sold out anyways. Another thing that we put on this report to show you on a listing level is count of child ASINs. So you can see how many variations make up the listing. and these are how many of them are in stock. So right away, I have 18 child SKUs and only one of them is in stock. I probably shouldn't be driving traffic to that listing, and I can see here that ads are actually off, so that makes sense. But to use this stat to find items where you're sold out of most of your variations, so you'd be driving traffic to your listing, and then the selection of the customer will be very limited. It stands to reason that your conversion rate would be much lower. So you can use these two columns here to try and figure out where you should cut your ad spend in terms of items in the listing not being in stock. Here, 3 out of 40 variations are in stock, so we should probably not be advertising this. Okay, and we only spent $50 this week, so yeah, that $50 might even be worth cutting or reducing the bids, because we know that there's not a lot of ASINs in stock, variations in stock. Now, something else you can do on this report, which you can do from pretty much anywhere else in AZsellerkit, you can group things. So if you so wanted to, you could sort by, you can group things by category and then get your ad spend on a category level. So you can see what you're spending by category, you can see what you're spending in any type of grouping that you want to make. You can make pivot tables in AZsellerkit. That's one of the features on the platform. So I wanted to point that out also. And so, yeah, I think that this gives you some amazing insight into your advertising data in terms of performance between your ACOS and your TACOS and your ad spend and your total sales and organic sales, on a listing level. That's some very valuable insight to look at your data that way. And then the actionable data, just to review, 2 very actionable points are your days of supply. If you're going to be sold out anyways, you can determine whichever days of supply is your threshold is, and if it's low enough, you can choose to cut spend. You're going to be sold out anyways, and your child ASINs. So if you want to see, if you notice, you only have 13% of your variations in stock. Maybe you want to reduce spend on that listing. Maybe not, but at least it's something that's easy to spot, that you can look at and review to see if it makes sense to continue spend. Hope this was helpful. Those are some of the ways that we use this report. You can get creative and use it any way you want. Feedback is always welcome. Let me know how you find this report, or if there's anything else you'd like to see appear here with this data to make it easier for you to use. Thank you so much. Have a great day.